but Eddie Murphy is the funniest person on the planet.
Yeah. Frustration with Cat Williams comes from, you keep pointing at Hollywood. Hollywood this, the white man, this, and this. When do you take responsibility for your actions? You had the shot. You were the guy. You didn't show up to work. You f***ed off promo shoots. You became a risk to the studios, which is why the studios stopped f***ing with you.
Why was he a risk?
Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. Huh.
Eddie Murphy, when I saw Raw in my younger age, wasn't supposed to be watching it. So I'm sneaking.
No. That or Delirious.
And watching it. I watch it, but the idea of that many people showing up for an event to laugh was insane. It was like, I want to feel that. I want to know what it's like for people to laugh at me in that capacity. And I think that's what triggered the idea of performing, because, you know, it wasn't necessarily on the stage, it wasn't necessarily attached to stand-up comedy. It was just doing anything that I could to get a laugh. Any room, I wanted to be the center of attention. Any classroom, I wanted to do the thing that would get the joke or the laugh. Any setting, school bus, banquet, anything where there was a volume of people where I could command the attention. In my mind, I was doing the thing that Eddie Murphy did. And by luck, opportunities came when I didn't see them coming, and the idea of stand-up was presented to me. I didn't go chase it.
What if I told you that one of comedy's biggest stars might be standing on shaky ground? Hollywood royalty? Sold out? Kevin Hart's name is lighting up headlines again. But this time, it's not for a blockbuster movie or sold-out tour. Comedy legends like Eddie Murphy, Cat Williams, and Nique are peeling back the curtain. And what's behind it might just flip the script on everything we thought we knew. So grab your popcorn, because this story has fame, betrayal, secret deals, and a dress. Let's get into it. Kevin Hart, one of the highest paid comedians in history. But lately, it's not the fans that are laughing. It's the legends that are talking. And not in a good way. First Cat Williams, then Eddie Murphy. And now, Nique. One by one, the greats are speaking out, and it's starting to look less like banter and more like a full-blown roast session. Only this one's got receipts. It started with Cat Williams on Club Shay. No filters, no fluff, just straight up fire. He called Kevin an industry plant. Let's break that down. Cat wasn't just talking fast fame, he was talking impossible fame. Imagine moving to LA and within your first year, boom, you're starring in Soul Plane and have your own network sitcom. That's not just luck, that's unheard of. Cat asked the question everyone was afraid to. What do you think a plant is? And suddenly the internet was listening.
Do you know what the #1 job of somebody that sold their soul in Hollywood is? What? Is to act like it didn't happen. They all do the same job. In 15 years in Hollywood, no one in Hollywood has a memory of going to a sold-out Kevin Hart show, there being a line for him ever getting a standing ovation at any comedy club. He already had his deals when he got here. Have we heard of a comedian that came to LA and in his first year in LA, he had his own sitcom on network television and had his own movie called Soul Plane that he was leading? No, we've never heard of that before that person or since that person. What do you think a plant is? Maybe people don't understand the definitions of these words. These people are not powerful. Satan can't create anything. That includes blessings for his people. That's why.
Then comes Eddie Murphy. The GOAT rarely speaks, always cool. But when he talks, Hollywood listens. And he's not just throwing jabs, he's questioning the why. Why did Kevin rise so fast? Why do some get handed the crown while others grind for decades? Eddie's been in the game long enough to spot when something doesn't add up. And if he says something smells fishy, we should all pay attention. All right, let's talk about the dress. Not just any dress. The dress that keeps popping up in conversations about black comedians in Hollywood. See, there's this long-standing rumor, almost an unspoken rule in the entertainment industry, that before a black male comedian can truly make it, he's got to put on a dress. Sounds ridiculous? Maybe. But the pattern is hard to ignore. Martin Lawrence in Big Mama's House, Eddie Murphy in The Nutty Professor in Norbit, Jamie Foxx doing Wanda on In Living Color, Even the Wayans brothers going full glam in white chicks. And don't forget Tyler Perry. He built an entire empire wearing a wig and a floral housecoat as Medea. So where does Kevin Hart fit into this? Well, rewind the tape. At one point, Kevin was loud about his boundaries. He made it clear he wasn't that kind of comedian. He said wearing a dress just wasn't his thing and that he had to protect his brand. He turned down sketches, interviews, and gigs, all because he said it didn't align with who he was. Respect, right? But then Saturday Night Live happened. Kevin showed up in a full dress playing a 9-year-old girl in a sketch, and fans were shocked. This wasn't the Kevin who said never. This was the Kevin who was suddenly laughing it off like, hey, if it's funny, it's fair game. The internet went into full meltdown mode. People felt betrayed, like he'd switched up his values the second the check cleared. It wasn't just about the dress. It was about what the dress represented: compromise, conformity, control.
Kevin Hart broke your stand-up box office record.
What record did he break?
He said he broke some record of your box office sales for stand-up.
I don't know. What did he break? I don't know what he broke. I know, but Raw is still the #1 box office concert movie in history, so I don't know what records nobody broke, Kevin.
Yeah, I broke Eddie's record.
I ain't even been on stage in 27 years. They still trying to break my records. God bless y'all.
When are we, or are we ever gonna see you on stage again doing stand-up?
I'm gonna do it again, because I got to break Kevin's new record. I got to get back on the stage, because this new record that Kevin got, I got to have it back, Kevin. You ain't keeping this record, whatever one it is. I got to have it back, baby.
Kevin Hart broke your stand-up.
And here's the thing. Dave Chappelle called this out years before. He told the story of how producers tried to quietly slide a dress into one of his scenes without asking, like it was nothing. He refused. He said if they could get you to compromise once, they could get you to do anything. For Chappelle, it wasn't about the costume. It was about who's writing the script behind the scenes.
Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that. That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. Huh. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then like the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, like, where the...
Kevin used to stand on that same stage, but after that SNL moment, fans started questioning if the script changed, or if he did. And the dress? It became the symbol of something bigger, the line between staying true and selling out. Before the bag, Kevin had boundaries. He was loud about them. But after that sketch aired and the checks cleared, suddenly it was a choice. Comedy's comedy, he said, but people weren't buying it. From the outside, it looked like another case of values for sale. Steve Harvey once said, "Give me $10 million and I'll embarrass myself to the bank." Was Kevin doing the same? And then there's Nique. Hollywood blacklisted her for saying no to free labor. Kevin once called her family, offered support, even cash, promised to back her talk show, then ghosted. Not just her, the whole project. Said, "Let's talk Tuesday." That Tuesday never came. 2 years later, Nique was still waiting.
I'm unapologetic and I'm unwavering about it. Because when I see this woman, Oprah Winfrey, how do you as a black woman watch another black woman be thrown under the bus based off of a lie? What I won't do is be quiet. I won't go away. I won't back down.
And so when she was offered an unfair deal by Netflix, she decided to push back.
The offers just didn't make sense. If we continue to accept these low offers, however do we make it different and make a change? I've got to speak up and speak out. And I've got to say it's blatantly unfair.
What was unfair about it?
She was offered $500,000 to do a Netflix special, a comedy special. The problem is that other comedians, like the Amy Schumers of the world, is that like she's getting offered like 10, 11 million dollars.
Like $500,000 is still a lot of money, but then when you find out it's $500,000 versus 11 million.
Was it Hollywood politics? Was Kevin protecting his connections with Oprah and Tyler Perry? Because guess what? He said he didn't really know Oprah, then turned around and said she sent him flowers after his car crash. So, which is it? Now let's shift gears, because this part of the story hits personal. We're talking about Torrei Hart, Kevin's ex-wife, and the woman who was there before the fame, the fortune, and the flashing lights. But what most people don't know? Torrei wasn't just a housewife clapping from the sidelines. She was deep in the trenches. She was writing jokes, helping with scripts, supporting Kevin's rise, emotionally, creatively, and yes, financially. She believed in the dream, believed they were building it together, but instead of sharing the throne, she got thrown under the bus. According to Torrei, Kevin's success came at a cost, and that cost was her. She says while she was holding down the home, Kevin was out wilding, and the rumors about other women? Oh, they weren't just rumors. One name that kept coming up? His now wife, Nique. Yeah, that made headlines. But here's where the drama turned cinematic. In a twist no one saw coming, Torrei linked up with the last person Kevin probably ever wanted her to, Cat Williams. That's right, Kevin's longtime comedy rival. Just added Torrei to his Dark Matter tour lineup. And she wasn't just a background act, she was part of the crew. The message, loud and clear. To make it even more spicy, she posted a pic with Kat on Instagram, smiling like it was Sunday brunch with family, and captioned it, "Good friend." Oh, and let's not forget the cherry on top. She included a clip of Cat Williams' now infamous Club Shay interview, the same one where he aired Kevin out and labeled him an industry puppet. If that's not throwing shade with a side of petty, I don't know what is. So when Kevin was asked about all this, the tour, the post, the collab, he played it cool, gave the polished, mature response. You know the one, I wish everyone the best, blah blah blah. But let's be honest, his smile looked tight, his energy was off. Because how do you laugh off the fact that your ex-wife just joined forces with your biggest critic? This wasn't just a coincidence, this was calculated. It was a full circle moment that made fans raise eyebrows and ask, is this karma? Is this payback? Or is it just another chapter in the ever-growing saga of Kevin Hart's Hollywood journey? Either way, one thing's clear. The past isn't staying in the past, it's selling tickets on tour. And now, the people are watching, closer than ever. Kevin Hart might still be cashing checks and cracking jokes, but the spotlight feels different now. The fans are watching with side eyes, the legends are speaking, the receipts are stacking. And that golden image? It's starting to tarnish. Maybe it's all just noise, or maybe, just maybe, the truth's finally catching up.